It's muted. Oh, my God. We've been muted the entire time. My apologies for that. I don't even know how it got muted. I don't remember muting it. Well, we are now live with sound. The visual was there, but the sound wasn't. And 0-2 to count. 0-2 to count to number 5, Graves. And the pitch. It's belted down the left side. Foul. My apologies for the sound not being on. I don't remember muting it. I know I'm going to hear it from my boss on that one, and I deserve it. That's my fault. And as the right fielder and center fielder almost collide, that was Davis, number 12, taking the final out of the inning, and we will go to the top of the third. That was a 9 unassisted for those keeping score at home. And I'm going to double-check everything here, and we'll be back in a few minutes. You got Trey James from JockJive Sports here at Field 2 of Veterans Park in Alabaster, Alabama. Be right back. All right, we're back, and I was made aware by Parker and Morgan that my audio was muted for the first 2 innings of the game. I do apologize heavily for that. That is not something that is very professional, but I didn't realize it was muted on the software. So, again, my apologies. And I'll try and get a pitching of a lineup for everybody again so they can hear who was playing where. In between the innings until I get it taken care of. But right now we have the Coyotes at bat, and that is number 27, Langston, who is the center fielder. So that ball is hit over into left field. And it appears to be caught for the first out. So Langston flies out to left field for the out. And that'll bring up Hunt to number 5. And she's playing second base for the Coyotes. And that is a ball. Ball 2, says the umpire. So Taylor Hunt at the plate waiting on the pitch. And that again is ball 3, high. Ava Smith is having a problem finding the strike zone right now. And the pitch. There we go. There's a strike. 3-1 the count to Hunt here with 1 out in the top of the third. Ava Smith looks at her wrist guide and delivers. And that is hit over to the second baseman, who picks it up and throws it to first for the second out in the inning. That is Blakeland Austin, who threw it over to Charlie Kaiser for the second out. That'll bring up number 17, Kaylin Parker. She's the third baseman for the Coyotes. And it's low and outside for ball 1. And Smith delivers. Just on the outside of the corner, so it's 2-0. Got a lot of overcloud going on here, overcast skies. It appears to be ball 3. We didn't see the umpire's hand come up, so it has to be a ball. And the pitch. That's ball 4. Parker draws a walk. That'll bring up the catcher, number 13, Sidney Carpenter. There's a little bit of a discussion going on at the mound right now. Umpire is ready. Let's A.O. Smith, the pitcher, know that we're ready to go. It is inside ball 1. And we have a stoppage of play. The coach for the softball for Wallace State is coming on. They do not have a listing for the head coach Sally Beth Birch. There we go. And the assistant coaches are Molly Hanson and managers Presley Orzine, Layla Means, and Mackenzie Stribling. Could be men's, M-E-N-N-E-S. Could be men's. And she was just having a quick chat with Ava. And that ball is hit over the shortstop's head in the left field. We now have runners at first and second. So Parker moves up to second. Carpenter's on first. And now 0-0, Ryan is coming to the plate. Brianna Ryan. They are trying to cause a little trouble here in the top of the third with 2 outs. Coyotes seem to be doing rather well with that lately. And that is a strike called by the umpire. And every time you hear a beep, that's Parker doing his job. He's our official scoreboard keeper. And he does a very good job at it. Always keeps me on my toes. Ball 1. Smith is back on the mound after getting a little bit of rosin on her hands. And the pitch. And that ball is bounced over to the shortstop, who picks it up and throws it over to first for the third and final out. So no runs. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. And Ryan grounds into a 6-3 putout. And the next inning will be, for the Coyotes, will be leading off will be Laudinger, Davis, and then Toledano. But for the Wallace Lions, we have Kelly, Burns, and then Thomas coming up to the plate. Now, since we had the issue with the mutage of the microphone on the first 2 innings, and we apologize for that. Wallace State softball, the head coach is Sally Beth Birch, and I think I already gave the coaches' names: Molly Hanson, Presley Orzine, Layla Menz, and Mackenzie Stribling. The batting order will be in the order of leading off will be number 2, Tanaya Thomas. She is in center field, followed by number 14, Kaylin Jones at shortstop. Batting third, number 11, Brandy Phillips, who's at catcher. Batting fourth in cleanup is Charlie Kaiser, number 15. She is playing first. Batting fifth, number 23, Brooklyn Sertel, the designated player. Batting sixth, number 22, Blakelyn Austin at second base. Batting seventh, number 5, Leah Graves at third base. Batting eighth, number 4, Lexi Kelly in right field. Batting ninth, Ashlyn Burns, number 12 in left field. And the pitcher, Ava Smith, number 6, in the flex position. Right now we have Kelly at the plate, number 4. And that is popped up over to the left side and caught. I don't know if it was the third baseman who caught it. I think it was. I imagine it was. Yes, it appears to be the third baseman who caught that. That was number 17, Kaylin Parker, who caught that. So that is a 5 unassisted. And that'll bring up number 12, Burns, Ashlyn Burns. And the count is 0-1 to her. So with 1 out and count 0-1 to Burns, the pitcher Johnson is looking in on Langston, I believe, or Carpenter, the pitcher for the catcher for the Coyotes. I'll get it right. Sometimes I just trip over my own tongue. And the pitch. And that is drilled down the left side, foul. Bring the count to 1-2. Burns plays left field for the Wallace Lions. It's number 12. Johnson looks in, delivers, and Burns pops that up far and left and is out of play. The left fielder, Hale, tried to get that, but it was just out of her reach for remaining the count of 1-2. So Burns gets herself situated, gets back in the box. Umpire gives the 1-2 sign. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Johnson delivers. Strike 3. They called third strike. And that is for the second out. And that'll bring up Thomas, number 2, Tanaya Thomas. She is a center fielder for the Lions. She popped up to left field last time at bat in the first inning. That ball is popped up to the left fielder once again. So it's deja vu all over again. And that'll be the end of the top of the third. And we will go to the bottom of the third at this point, where the score is 0-0. And we'll be back right after this. We're back here at Field 2 of Veterans Park in Alabaster, Alabama for the ACCC Softball Championship, Division I. And the ACCC stands for Alabama Community College Conference. And we are enjoying a very good game here. Even though the score is 0-0, there's a lot of good pitching and defense going on here. We have number 6, Charlotte Lottinger, the catcher for, she's the shortstop for the Coyotes. The last time she was up, she was got caught on a fielder's choice. And that's strike 1. Lottinger will be followed by Davis and Toledano. And the pitch. 1-1 the count now to Lottinger. And that is bounced down to the third base, picks it up, throws it over to first for the out. 5-3 put out. And that went to Leah Graves, who threw it over to Charlie Kaiser. We have one out now here in the bottom of the third. We got AJ roaming around. AJ Doherty is the lead honcho, the head guy, the main Mongo here. And that ball is hit over to between right and center and is tracked down very well by the center fielder, Tanea Thomas. And that leaves Davis at first. And that brings up number 4, the first baseman, Toledano, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get a little dyslexic there. That is Gracie Toledano. And I guess that's a ball because the umpire didn't raise his hand. We have Davis at first, one out. Toledano at the plate. That is low, ball 2. Smith seems to struggle sometimes with the strike zone. I mean, when she's got it, she's getting it in there, but then she kind of loses the mark, and then it's all out, outside and inside and down and up and all over the place. And that, I believe it hits the dirt a little bit, so that's ball 3. 3-0, says the ump. Just happy to be on the same page with the ump. And the pitch. That's a strike, though Toledano thought it wasn't, but it is what it is. So she must come back into the box and get ready for the 3-1 pitch that will be waiting her from Ava Smith. Smith checks her chart on the wrist and delivers. That's strike 2. I think Gracie might have thought that one was a little low, but again, umpire has final rule. So with a full count, 1 out and 1 on, Gracie's back in the box. And that is hit over the infield into center field, and Thomas makes a diving catch for the second out, and Toledano is out. And that'll bring up number 8, Malaya Hale, to the plate. So we have 1 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third with Hale coming to the plate. She's the left fielder for the Coyotes. And the last time that Hale was up, she grounded into a 1-6-3 double play. And the ball was called on that play, and the catcher for the Lions threw the ball down to first. Brandy Phillips, she threw it down to Charlie Kaiser, trying to catch Davis off first. No luck. 1-0 the count to Hale. And the pitch. Right in there. 1-1. I'm not going to say anything about the pace of the game, but it seems to be going fairly quick. But the last time I started doing that, it went downhill during the 6th inning and played on to the 11th. And Parker's looking at me like, yeah, don't do that. And that ball is hit up the middle, right past the glove of Smith. So we have first and second now. So Hale's at first, Davis is at second, and that'll bring up number 5, Hunt, Taylor Hunt. Wait a minute, we seem to have a change of either a runner or a batter. Do not know what's going on until we are told. Not sure. The silence is deafening. Sorry, I had to change that. I thought we were in the. Wait a minute. We're in the top of the fourth, right? Yeah. Some reason that this thing is backwards. It's saying top of the fourth. But anyway, I got to get everything situated here. So we got 2 outs. All right, so we got a ball on Hunt. No, that's number 23. 23 is now batting for Hunt. That is Caroline Mathis. So Caroline Mathis is at the plate with a count of 2-0 on her. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, not Hunt. Langston. Number 27, Langston, is being batted for. Crazy people. Don't pay any attention to me. All right, 3-0 to count to Mathis, who's taken Langston's place, number 27, the center fielder, just at the plate. Langston will probably stay in the field for now. But the coach has decided that she wants to have Mathis at the plate right now. And so far, she's doing a fine job getting a 3-0 count on her. That's 3-1. And the pitch from Smith. That is ball 4. So now we have Mathis at first, Hale at second, Davis at third. And since Johnson is the flex and the pitcher, now we get to go back up and talk to Hunt. Or she might be adjusting something now. The coach for the Coyotes, Mallory Radwich. As we look on to see what she decides if she wants to do. And it looks like the coach for the Lions came out. That was Beth Birch. She was talking, Sally Beth Birch. She was talking to her pitcher Ava Smith, trying to calm her down a little bit. That's what the delay was. My apologies. I just saw the coach for Coyotes talking over there, so I thought that's what the delay was. Anyway, strike. Well, whatever she said to Smith seems to be working. So number 5, Hunt at the plate. She's the second baseman for the Coyotes. And with 2 outs, I'm sure they would like to get at least 1 or 2 runs across here. And that is ball 1. 1-1 to Hunt is the count. Smith checks her guide and delivers. And that ball is bounced foul. 1-2 to count now to Hunt. One and 2 to count. As we, the umpire, are on the same page. I don't even have to ask if Morgan's on the same page. He does a great job. He's a professional. Strike 3 goes down Hunt. And that is it for that. And we will go to the bottom of the 4th with the game still tied 0-0. And we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Field 2. This is Trey James with JockJive Sports. We have Jones leading off here, number 14. That's Kaylin Jones, and it'll be followed by number 11, Brandy Phillips, and number 15, Charlie Kaiser. Coyotes in the field. We still have number 15, Kaylee Johnson, pitching. And as the catcher Carpenter throws the ball down to second base to signify that they are ready, They gather around the mound, a little bit of rejoicing and celebration, trying to cheer each other on. And now we got number 14, Kaylin Jones, coming to the plate. So here in the bottom of the fourth is deadlocked at 0. Just a bunch of donuts hanging on the board. And the umpire has called interference. Hold on. So I believe if it's interference on the catcher, it is 1-0 is the count. The catcher's glove interfered with Jones's bat, so it's 1-0 right now. Now it's 2-0. And what would have been an out is now a 2-0 count. Jones steps back into the box, awaiting the pitch from Johnson. And Carpenter gets that outside the strike zone. It's ball 3. And the pitch. Strike 1, caught the outside corner. 3-1 the count, and that draws a walk. Jones is on first due to a walk. She takes the slow walk down the first. Now being addressed by the first base coach. Umpire tells Johnson, "You are ready to go." Well, now she says, "Hold on." He's trying to get the headband straightened out. All right, so Johnson settles in on the mound and delivers to Phillips, number 11, who hits down the third base side. And the third baseman for the Coyotes, Parker, picks up the ball, throws it over the first, and to Toledano. And so Phillips is out at first on a fielder's choice, and Jones goes to second. And we have one out here in the bottom of the fourth. And we have number 15, Kaiser, coming to the plate. And she's checking to see if the catcher Carpenter is checking to see if she had swung. But the third base umpire said no, so it's 1-0. And Kaiser hits it over the first baseman's head in the right field, and the right fielder lets the ball get by her. That's going to go to the fence. So Jones comes in to score, and looks like Kaiser is going to come in to score as well on a pass ball error by right fielder Davis, number 12, Abby Davis, came in to get the ball. The ball went under her glove, went between her legs and out into right field to hit the fence. So that is a 2-run error caused by the right fielder. So now Wallace leads the game 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. And that brings up number 23, Sertel, Brooklyn Sertel. Now I could understand the little mistake made there. After the 11 innings, the Coyotes had played against Calhoun, and they only really got a 30-minute break. But Wallace had played a game earlier also, but it wasn't as long as the game that the Coyotes had to play. But again, no excuses. That's a called first strike by the ump. And that ball is hit back to the third baseman and throws it over to first for the second out. So Sertel is down on a 6-3 play. Was that the third? 5, so it's third baseman. Hard to see over here with the overhang that they got for the stands for the spectators. Kind of miss everything over there. Okay, so nobody on, 2 outs, and that ball is drilled high and far, but it's going so far left. It is now in field 3. Thank God no play is going on over there, but it's just a long strike. And they're screaming and yelling down there in the stands. They're very happy, trying to cheer on their They're trying to cheer on their team. All right, as Austin gets back into the box, it's number 22. Number 22 is Blakelyn Austin, and the count now is 0-2 to her. Johnson looks in and delivers. That ball is hit high and into the center fielder, but it looks like it's going to be grabbed by Langston, number 27, Grace Langston, for the third and final out. But the damage is done. As we go to the top of the fifth, Wallace is ahead 2-0 on a misplay in right field that allowed everybody to come around. That was Jones was on second, was able to score easily. Kaiser came around as the ball went all the way over to the fence. And we'll be back right after this. Well, the catcher Phillips has just thrown the ball down to second base to signify that they are ready for the inning to begin. And the umpire calls in number 17, Kaylin Parker, to the box, and where she will come in and take pitches from Ava Smith. And first one in is a ball. I can hear James over on field 5. He's very aggressive when he gets his calls going in. He loves his job. All right, that's ball 2. Parker steps out of the box, gets a little situated. Same thing with Ava Smith. She gets off the bump to go get some rosin. And the pitch from Smith is low, ball 3. Smith has been struggling with the strike zone all game, but it has not hurt them in the end because they are leading the game 2-0 over the Coyotes. Coastal Alabama has had a couple chances to score, and that is a 4-pitch walk. Parker goes down to first. She has been on base every time. And now will be followed by Carpenter, number 13, the catcher. It's Sydney Carpenter. And the pitch. That is a strike right down the pipe. Carpenter's out, now gets back in. And the pitch is just outside, ball 1. And delivery is hit over to in between the shortstop and third base. So Carpenter gets on, forcing Parker to second. So we still have nobody out here in the top of the fifth. Top of the fifth, yes. So another conversation going on. Ava Smith is handing the ball over to, I believe, number 14, Kaylin Jones. It could be Charlie Walker. I'm trying to see if she was a 2 or 1 in front of that 4. Yeah, new pitcher coming in, and that is number 34, Madeline Howard. Wasn't even part of the equation for me. But Madeline Howard is coming in now to take Ava Smith's place. So I guess the coach, Coach Birch, was having some issues with the ability of Smith to finding the strike zone. And it looks like Howard's got a decent arm there. Everything seemed to fill the strike zone right up. So now we have Brianna Ryan coming to the plate. She struck out in the first and got to first base in the third. And now we'll see if she can at least bring in one run. And that is a called strike. No outs here in the top of the fifth. We got 2 on. And an 0-1 count to Ryan. And the pitch. That is low and inside, ball 1. So 1-1 to count. And the pitch from Howard. It bounced in there. 2-1. Howard checks her guide on her wrist and then looks in. That ball is hit hard right between the short and third base, and it looks like we're all going to just advance one base. So Parker's on third, Carpenter on second, and Ryan on first, and that'll bring up number 6, the catcher, Charlotte Lottinger. And she was safe on the fielder's choice in the first and was out on a grounder to the third baseman in the fourth. But now she has the bases loaded with no outs here in the top of the fifth, and it's getting a little bit exciting here. Swing and a miss. I think Lottinger was a little over anxious on that one. The pitch came in soft, and she was swinging on a fastball. It was a nice deception by Howard to throw in a soft pitch, because in comes a fast one, low and inside for ball 1. She looks over at her coach for a decision and then checks her wrist, and now we're holding. Okay, the umpire says, okay, good to go now that Lottinger is back in. And that is belted left in field number 3. And, yep, it's over in center field of field number 3. The fields are only about maybe 20 yards apart, but they're all, have cases of fencing around it, so it's really not too much of an issue. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Foul ball was in strike 2. So we got 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Base is juiced. Lottinger goes down on strikes, and number 12, Abby Davis, comes to the plate, the right fielder who was the victim of a bad fielding play. And that's strike 1 to Davis. She was putting her glove down to get the ball, but did not get it all the way to the ground, and the ball went right under her glove, in between her legs and back to the fence. That is outside for ball 1, which led to the 2 runs for Wallace State Lions. That is outside, ball 2. 2-1 to count to Davis. If she can get a base hit here and drive in 2 runs, her slate will be clean and even, because she would made up the for the error that she created in right field in the previous innings. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That's one thing about this game. Everything gets exciting. Every pitch and bat has its crazy little turns and quirks. And it's high and outside, bringing the count full. 3-2 says Blue. As Howard gets in, and that is fouled off. It was inside, but Davis was able to foul it off. She wasn't taking any chances. Let her foul off and live another day. Did not want to have a called third strike on her. 3-2 to Davis. That is low and inside, and a run will score. Parker will come in on the fourth. Carpenter will go to the third. Ryan to first, and Davis gets an RBI on that walk. And it says we're being told the stream's not playing, but it's this stream right here, and it says we're live. All right, we're getting a notice from one of the people who are running. All right, all I know is that I know I'm recording live, and I will have to notify Robert, ask him about can you get a hold of Robert? See if he is accessed to this, because I have it on the correct feed. The Snead State Wallace winner versus Coastal South Calhoun winner. So I am on the correct feed, and there was no other feed to show, so that's the one that we were doing. All right, as we got everything going on here, to try and get everything straight, I was being told by one of the officials for the tournament that the feed wasn't playing, but that could be from somebody else. We don't know. But if you're listening, if you can contact one of the people here to let them know you are receiving the stream, please do so. But in that case, we have a tied score now at this point. And, okay, so was that Toledano that was up before? We have number 8, Hale. Okay, so we have still second and third now. And that looks like Hale now. So is it Toledano at second? All right, so Carpenter came in. Ryan must be at third at this point. I'm trying to get everything straight because we were a bit distracted. Ryan's at third. Davis is at second. And where's Toledano? She's probably not on. So what happened to her? Oh, she flew out. So, okay. We apologize for the confusion here. Okay, so that was a pop-up to 7. Okay, so it was 7 unassisted, and nobody's on first, right? All right, so Hale is at the plate with a count of 1-0 with 2 outs. So we got Ryan at third, Davis at second. Toledano popped up to left field, and now Hale. And that ball is hit over to the left side and is caught by the left fielder, Ashlyn Burns, for the third and final out. All right. Well, the game's 2-2 right now, and we're going to try and get this thing situated about what's being broadcasted, and I'm going to see if we can get this thing worked out. So we'll be right back after this. Okay, I think we got to the bottom of the issue here. This link is actually playing live, so the people who are listening are able to enjoy it. But there seems to be a second link for this game for some reason that was supposed to start at 5:30, and that was not the case. That was an error or a mistake that was made somewhere along the line. Not pointing fingers or anything. I don't do that. I don't like doing that. You know, everybody can make a mistake, especially me. I make lots of them. But that's how you learn in life. Mistakes aren't bad. I mean, a lot of things are mistakes. Even good things are mistakes. Anyway, but we are now in the bottom of the fifth, which we are. The score is 2-2, and I'm not wearing a 2-2, so don't get started on it. And right now we have Austin at the plate, number 5, the one who actually the only player who is actually wearing her position number. Is it Graves or Austin? Oh, that's Graves doing a 5 and 5. Austin's 22. So Graves is leading off. Let's try this again. See, I make mistakes. See, it happens all the time. All right, so what do we have? It's 1 and 1 or 2, 0 and 2. 0 and 2. Okay, here we go. Are we having fun yet? I know I am. I don't know if somebody else is, but I'm going to try. All right, Graves goes over and pops it over to the right fielder for the first out. So that is a 9 unassisted. And that'll bring up number 4, Lexi Kelly for the Lions. This game has been crazy since go. I mean, it started early. I'm trying to catch up. And then we're being told that it's not streaming, and I'm like saying, yes, it is, and I don't know what's going on. And that ball is hit over to the shortstop, Lottinger, who's very busy today. In the first game, she had a lot of putouts. In the second game, she has had several putouts. But that is a 6 unassisted at this point. And that'll bring up number 12, Abby Davis. I'm sorry, that is not correct. Burns, who's number – oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. That's why. Again, another mistake. Ashlyn Burns is at the plate, and the count is 1-0 to her. Let me reset that. We got 2 outs. And the count is 1-0 to Burns, Ashlyn Burns. And the pitch. That is slammed down the third base side foul, making the count 1-1. Okay. Well, we're 5 innings, and oh, look, the score is tied, 2-2. Do you think we'll go 11 innings this time, Parker? Oh, I hope not. Even though you love softball, you don't want it to go in that way. All right, that is popped up. The center fielder is calling off the left fielder, and Langston takes that, and they called a third out for the inning. And now we go into the top of the 6th, where it is 2-2. And I'm going to take a quick drink, so I'll be right back. Of course, non-alcoholic. Okay, we're back here at Veterans Park at Field 2 in Alabaster, Alabama for the AC Cubed Softball Championship, Division I, the Alabama Community College Conference. It's better than saying ACCC and then trying to figure out if you said 3 C's or not. I do not mean in any disrespect when that occurs. It's just that you just feel like you're counting C's off as you're saying it. All right, we are in the top of the we're in the top of the 6th now. Let's check. Somebody got nailed. Number 5, Leah Graves, got a little out, ran in, and she is walking back to third. She is taking her position. But Langston is now at first. And number 5, Hunt, will come up to the plate. Umpire is pointing at somebody, waiting to. Oh, she's asking the coach to. All right, we got a bit of a delay here. So we're in the top of the 6th with 1 on, no outs. And number 5, Taylor Hunt, is coming to the box. And the pitch. And that ball is that. It was a late call foul. And everybody was running. We were trying to figure out what was going on. Langston was standing on second thinking that she was safe there, but that wasn't the case. So Hunt has to come back to the plate and deal with an 0-1 count to her. And that ball just bounces up there, making it 1-1. Hunt looks down at third base coach, getting some signs. And the pitch. And that is called strike. Hunt looked like she was ready to bunt, but pulled back just in time. 0-2 to count. 0-2 to count, my apologies. I thought there was a ball in there somewhere. Yeah, I got 1-2 also. I think the umpire did not properly flash his fingers. So now it should be 2-2. Should be 2-2 right now, yeah. And now it's full. I'm sure the umpire's down there looking at the board going, what's going on? 3-2 to Hunt, and she swung and bounced that down the third base line. Count remains 3-2. And there we go. And the pitch. That is popped straight up, and we're going to get hit. There we go. It wasn't even like the one we got hit in the glass yesterday where you could still see the divot from the softball. You can see the laces on the mark on the window. And that was a loud bang. Adam actually jumped. And that ball is stroked into the left field, and that is, just foul. Just foul. A little bit further to the right, and that would have hit the fence. Count remains 3-2 to Hunt, and now it's fouled to the right. The ball is going everywhere except for within the line of play. I think this is like the 8th pitch of the bat or 9th pitch of the bat. And here it comes. That's a called third strike. Just caught the outside. And that'll be the first out. So Hunt goes down swinging. That'll bring up number 17, Kaylin Parker. And the pitch. Low and ball one, and the catcher throws down to first base. It's Phillips to Kaiser. Langston gets back. So 1-0 to Parker. And the pitch. That is drilled to left, and it's going to be fair. And Parker will go to second. Or Parker will go to first. Sorry about that. Langston goes to second. So we have 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the 6th, where the Coyotes are threatening to score some more runs. And the pitch. Strike says blue. So after this game, they will play the winner of whoever won at Field 5, which is, who was Field 5 winner? They play the loser of Field 5. Okay. And when we find that out later, we'll let you know. And count is 1-1 now to Carpenter. Number 13 in Carpenter is the catcher for the Coyotes. Count now is 2-1. But after this game is over and after that game is over on Field 5, they'll have about a 35-minute break, and then they'll play a third game today. Swing and a miss. That's 2-2. Catcher, for some reason, thought it might have been the third strike because she got up and was about to throw down the third, but that's not the case. It's 2-2. And here comes. As fouled back. Count remains 2-2. And the pitch. That is popped up to the third baseman, who grabs it for the second out. That is Leah Graves catching the second out there off of Carpenter. So it's a 5 unassisted. So with 2 outs, 2 on, we have 0-0 Ryan coming to the plate, Brianna Ryan. And she delivers. Sorry, it was a new pitcher. It's Howard. Madeline Howard was the pitcher. Is the pitcher now. She took over for Ava Smith in the last inning. And that's a ball. So 2-0 is the count to Ryan. Somebody brought a football to a softball game. And the pitch. Just outside, ball 3. So Ryan is looking at 3-0 count with 2 on, 2 outs, and the score 2-2 here in the top of the 6th. That is way outside for ball 4. So that loads the bases. So Langston now is at third, Parker's at second, and Ryan's at first. And now we're going to have a little bit of a break while the coach goes out and talks to Howard. That is Coach Sally Birch. We're already, this is coming to the 6th batter of the inning. She says her little speech, gets Howard some consolation glove taps from her catcher and third baseman. And now number 6, the catcher Lottinger for the Coyotes comes to the plate. Lottinger is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice in this game. She was safe on a fielder's choice in the first, grounded out in the 4th, struck out in the 5th, and now is here in the 6th with a count of 1-0 on her, with the bases loaded. And the pitch. That's called strike. Now Carpenter hit a grand slam in the first inning, so if Lottinger can do what Carpenter did, it'll break this game wide open. So the count is 1-1 right now. Up 2-1 not right now. Just heard the beep. Beep. Parker's laughing at me. That's fine. And that pitch is drilled over to the left side, over the fence, under ducking spectators. So now the count's even at 2-2. All right, we got a lot of 2s thrown out here. It's 2-2 with 2 outs, and the score is 2-2. I'm going to play the lottery tonight. And the pitch. That bounced up there for ball 3. So full count to Lottinger. And the pitch. That ball is belted high, but is going foul, and it's going to end up in field number 3 again. I think the Wallace State line should have a fielder over in field 3 to take care of some of these foul balls. You know, like leave left field open. And the pitch. That ball is hit into the gap, and 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. So the Coyotes are very happy right now because Langston scores on the hit by Lottinger. Parker scores. Ryan is over at third and Lottinger at first. So the score now is 4-2 Coyotes against a top seed Wallace team. And they are jumping around happy as heck. Number 11, Brandy Phillips, is trying to calm the team down on the infield just to get this. This game is not over yet. And the pitch. And it's outside for ball 1. The Lions still have 6 outs before they are declared out of this tournament, but this game offers a lot of different scenarios, so don't give up on the Lions yet. That ball is hit over to left field, and that is an out. She caught that. Ashlyn Burns as a diving catch in left field to stop the bleeding. And that is it for the Coyotes here in the top of the 6th. We now go to the bottom of the 6th with the Coyotes leading the Lions 4-2. But Davis got robbed in left field by Ashlyn Burns, the left fielder for the Lions. Like I said, anything can happen in this game. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we're back here at Veterans Park, Field 2 in Alabaster, Alabama for the ACCC Softball Championship, Division 1, 2025. A lot of letters and numbers going on there. Got to get them all right. But I am so happy to do so. I'm happy to be here. This is a great game so far. Right now we got Coastal Alabama South leading Wallace, Hanceville, the Hanceville Lions 4-2. And you can hear a lot of chatter going on from both sides because it is getting late. We got 6 outs left for the Lions. And they are down 4-2. And that is a ball, a little high and outside. And we have number 2, Tanea Thomas. She is the center fielder for the Lions. And that ball is hit struckly to the shortstop, who throws it over to first. And that is a quick first out after 2 pitches. So Lottinger picked up that ball and threw it over to Toledano. And that'll bring up number 14, the shortstop for the Lions, Jones. That's Kaylin Jones at the plate. And she pops it over to the left side. Strike 1. And the pitch. That is way outside. Ball 1. So Johnson started this game. She's been doing a fine job. She has only given up 4 hits, or 3 hits in a fielder's choice. And that ball is snagged by third baseman Parker right off the ground. So that is out number 2. There's a 5 unassisted there. And that'll bring up number 11, Brandy Phillips, the catcher for the Lions. And that ball is hit down the left side. Foul ball, says the umpire. Still strike. Umpire gives a signal to Johnson to say it's okay to pitch. And Phillips steps back into at the plate. And delivery. And that is fouled off. 0-2 to count. So 2 quick strikes on Phillips. And Johnson gets a little bit of encouragement from third baseman Parker. And it's a little nerve-wracking sometimes. You got the lead against the number 1 seed, and that ball is hit out to center field. And looks like Langston's got that no problem. So after about 7 pitches, we call this that's not a strikeout. My apologies when I meant to hit the out button. But anyway, we're going to the top of the 7th with the Coyotes leading the Lions 4-2. And the Lions are down to their last 3 outs. But we will be back right after this. I want to thank you all for joining us here at JockJive.com for the ACCC softball tournament here in Veterans Park in Alabaster, Alabama. It's been a game. It's top of the 7th right now. The Coyotes are coming to the plate, and it'll be Toledano, Hale, and Langston. And the Lions are down to their last 3 outs. The score is 4-2, Coyotes leading the Lions. And it has been a good game. A lot of defensive effort, a lot of great plays in the field. A couple errors, but that's to be expected. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. So if you can just live on and go forward from that, go for it. All right, this pitch to Toledano is a called strike. So Howard remains the pitcher for the Lions. And the pitch. That is fouled back for strike 2. Hey, Morgan, were you ordering pizza there? Yeah, cool. Did I get one? All right, cool. Morgan's getting me a pizza. 2 strikes to Toledano. That is ball inside. I like pizza. Just no anchovies. And the pitch. That is bounced past the pitcher's glove, but the second baseman picks it up and throws out Toledano. So that is a 4-3 put out. Yeah, it just went underneath the pitcher's glove, Howard. And the second baseman, Blakely Austin, was able to pick it up and throw out Toledano in time. So we have 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And that ball is fouled back. No bang, so it didn't hit the building, but it's still a strike. Hale steps out of the box, and now she's back in. Number 8 is Malaya Hale. I believe so. I did not see the hand come up, but then again, it's been delayed so many times, I don't know when it's a strike. But that is a choice by the umpire. That ball is hit over the shortstop's head into left field, and Hale's on first base with a single. And Hale's a happy camper. And that'll bring up number 27, Grace Langston, who's the center fielder for the Coyotes. And the pitch. And Langston lays it down to the pitcher, and then the pitcher does not get it clean. And the Hale is able to get back to second base. She was leaning off a little bit, but the pitcher could not get it up, and Langston got the first. She looked around and saw Hale leaning off second base, so she threw it down there, and she just got her hand under the glove to remain safe at second. So right now we got 1 out, 2 on, and we got number 5, Taylor Hunt, coming to the plate. She's having a conversation with her coach right now as the coach for the Wallace State team goes out and talks to the Howard on the mound. So I don't believe she's going to get pulled, but she's just talking to her players and say, hey, look, you need to settle down. We already have 1 out. Everything will be good. Just do your job. And like I said before, I don't know if that's exactly what she said. Don't hold me to it, but it sounds like sage advice to me. And Morgan nods his head in agreement. Okay, as Taylor Hunt comes to the plate, we have one out here to score 4-2, 2 on, and the game. There we go. That is low for ball one. This would be an upset in the tournament if Wallace loses this game because they've lost a game earlier in the tournament, and this means they would be eliminated from competition. And they were the number 1 seed coming in. 2-0 to Hunt. And the pitch from Howard. That's a ball. I mean, that's a called strike. Sorry, I meant to say called strike, but ball came out. Blame the announcer. And Howard delivers. That ball is fouled back for strike 2. Count is even, 2-2, with one out here in the top of the 7th. Little tension in the air. That ball is bounced over to the shortstop. She throws it over to the third for the force. So Hale is out at third on a fielder's choice. Hunt is at first. Langston at second. And that will bring up number 17, Parker, with 2 outs. And runners at first and second still. It's just that they played a little carousel game out there. Oh, 1 the count to Parker. That is low, ball 1. It seemed that both teams were able to get players on the bases. Just it was hard for them to come across, but that's why the score is only 4-2. And I believe that was a foul. Yes. But Langston wasn't taking any chances. She went over to third just in case. But the count now is 1-2 to Parker. As Parker comes back into the box. Howard rocks, and let's go. That ball is popped over into left center, and that falls for a hit. And Hale will come around. I'm sorry, Hale, not Hale. Langston, number 27, Langston scores on that play. Hunt ends up at second. Parker at first. And the score now is 5-2, so the Coyotes are trying to add more runs on to make it more difficult for the Lions to come back. And now number 13, the catcher, Sidney Carpenter, is coming to the plate. And that ball is drilled, popped up over to the left field, and is caught for the third and final out. Okay, so it was a 7 unassisted right there. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. The score, Coyotes 5, Lions 2. Let's see if Wallace State has the gumption to come back and tie this game up to push it to extra innings. While Parker is screaming no. He's just shaking his head. We don't hold any ill will against any of the teams. It just was a very long game earlier. I think he's had his fill of pushing buttons right now. So we'll be back right after this, folks. Thanks for watching. And we're back. Just describing to Morgan how the 30 seconds doesn't seem like 30 seconds. It seems more like 10 seconds between the innings. But as we come to hopefully the close of the game, and no offense against Wallace, it's just like we've played what it seems to be like 3 games here so far, and it's only 2. A total of 18 innings have been played on field 2 right now. So we have Ryan, or sorry, that's not Ryan. That's as drilled over to the right, whoever it was, but that was Kaiser, number 15, the first baseman for Wallace. Leads off with a single on the first pitch. She's not fooling around. She's not going quiet into that good night. But Kaiser hits it over to right field for a base hit, bringing up Sertel, number 23, the designated player. So Brooklyn Sertel takes a strike. Johnson is still pitching for the Coyotes. She's done a fine job, limiting the hits to 4 hits. One was a fielder's choice. All right, the umpire says, hold on a second. Kaiser's tying her shoe at first base because you can't run around with laces flopping. You can trip and fall. All right, umpire says everything's cleared and good to go. And Sertel steps back in and watches a ball go by her for a ball. Johnson checks her wrist and delivers. And since the umpire did not raise his hand, that is another ball. So 2-0 to count to Sertel. And here comes. That is hit over the shortstop. It looks like an easy double play. Up, nope. I don't know if there's any interference on the play by Kaiser. I don't think so. And I think the umpires agree, but the second baseman for the Coyotes, Hunt, was not able to get the ball out of her hands, so Kaiser is out at second. Sertel is safe on a fielder's choice at this point. So there is some conversation now going on about the play at second because Kaiser slid into second and interrupted the all right, there she is out at first. Sorry, so the double play is intact, and Sertel is not happy right now. She is standing there. Did she just say that? Oh, she is safe at first. So the runner. Okay, so she is out at second. Okay, so Kaiser is definitely out at second. Sertel is at first, safe, and we have Austin at the plate now, number 22, who is the second baseman for the Coyotes. So, okay, so we're all caught up and squared away. All right, Johnson looks into Carpenter and delivers. And that is popped up to center fielder. She looks like she has a hold of it. And that is Langston, who secures the second out. So that is 2 outs. That's 8 unassisted on Austin. And that will bring up number 5, Graves, who plays third base. And you can hear a lot of cheering going on at the Coyote side. Coastal Alabama was considered a number 4 seed. And to have them come in and do what they're doing to the number 1 seed is making them the happiest in their wildest dreams. So right now it's 1-1 to Graves. Johnson looks in on Carpenter and delivers. And that is hit down to the first side, and that is it. The first baseman, Toledano, is able to snag that and touch the base for third and final out. And that calls it. Coastal Alabama Coyotes beat the Wallace State Lions 5-2 in 7 innings. And that is the game. And they will move on. And there will be another game tonight, but they'll be played on Field 5. No more games on Field 2, from what I understand. I guess I'm done. No more Field 2. My day is done. I've called 4 games over the last 2 days, and I'm very happy doing it. This is a wonderful job. I can't believe JockJive actually lets me do it. They have not fired me yet. Not that I want to be fired or should be fired. I don't even think I should get a raise. I'm just enjoying this so much. All right, that's it. 5-2 is your final count for the score. Coyotes over the Lions. We thank you for joining JockJive. Stay tuned for the next game on Field 5. Just stay on JockJive.com. You'll pull down a little window, and you'll see the game coming up. It will be the Coyotes against whoever plays on the other side, so we'll see what happens. But just check the listing on JockJive.com, watch another game, and thank you for joining us here. This is Trey James for JockJive Sports and the ACCC Conference, and we thank you for joining us. Have yourself a great day, and God bless. Bye-bye.